100th Premier League appearance, scoring his 88th Premier League goal, his third of the season. City have had other chances as well, most notably to Haaland, who headed towards the net. Verbruggen scooped it off the line, and he had another chance when he was one-on-one, but scuffed it as he got into the penalty area. One chance for Brighton, Mitoma with a shot that was tipped round the post by Trafford. But I think really, with all the metrics considered, the team who've been the better side lead at half-time. It's Brighton 0, City 1 here at the Amex Stadium. Well, let's go back to the studio and we can hear what the Goalkeepers Union think alongside Natalie Pike.
Thank you to Alistair Mann there. Welcome back to MatchDay Live. City lead Brighton 1-0 at the break. And indeed, I'm still joined by David James and by Karen Bardsley. So congratulations to Erling Haaland on his 100th Premier League appearance. He scores, of course he does, 88 Premier League goals in 100 appearances now. And do you know what? The mood that man looks like he's in, I would not be surprised if it was more by the end of the game. So what did you make of that first half, David?
Scrappy. But I mean, just by the numbers, as Alistair said there, you know, City have had far away the best opportunities, or the most opportunities. Erling Haaland with the majority of those. At times they look like they should or could score goals, which is good. But I think both teams are losing possession. Brighton in particular are losing possession without pressure at times, which is good for City. But the goal from Erling, wonderful build-up. I mean, there's so much in that goal which we can get to, but yeah, deserve to be in the lead.
Yeah, before we get to that goal, Karen, your assessment of the first 45?
Yeah, I agree, much the same. Quite sloppy in terms of loose passes here and there. I mean, Brighton really started to get stretched and get open, which I think is exactly what City wanted. You know, some transitional moments, which David alluded to there in terms of Aït-Nouri getting on the ball and creating that attack as well in terms of that interception. But yeah, like, pleased to see, obviously, Haaland, 88 goals and 100 appearances. Like, that's just an unbelievable statistic. But, you know, some warning signs in terms of concentration, I think, perhaps at the end there. It just looks like two teams trying to feel each other out. And, yeah, I think there'll be hopefully a greater semblance of control as you go into the second half. But yeah, lots to improve on, I think.
So let's talk about the goal, but let's go all the way back to even before the City movement for the goal, because you described the first 45 minutes there, David, as scrappy. The City win the ball back because of a Van Hecke mistake to start with. So if we take it all the way back to that point, that completely fits in with your scrappy point. Yeah,
it just... They look nervous. I mean, weirdly, and I'm not trying to put a City bias on this, but Brighton look nervous. They don't look comfortable. I said to KB that their goal kicks, they're kicking long. It's kind of like, stay away from us, we'll deal with it in your half if we can. So everything about their gameplay is nervous. Van Hecke kicks the ball out. There's a passage of play which allows Aït-Nouri, I think Brian actually might have got the possession back briefly, allows Aït-Nouri to win the challenge. And then, to my man Oscar Bob, that's what I love about him. He's faced up with the defender. The defender, because it's Oscar Bob, doesn't know whether he's going to go left or right. Oscar goes inside, plays the ball into Marmoush, who I think played the cutest little nutmegs and was thinking about following on to try and get through and score his own goal. It was blocked by, I think it might have been Van Hecke again. But Erling Haaland was like, no, I'm having this. And it's the loveliest little dink into the to the side past Verbruggen. But this is Erling Haaland, who's already had 4 shots beforehand, be it headers or other chances. He's just relentless. But again, the tackle, the build-up play, the right players doing the right things at the right time. And when people get to see this, the Marmoush little nutmeg, it's nice.
I think, you know, Marmoush and Haaland obviously work really well together. I think hence why that he was probably the right selection for today, because, you know, he's gone a little bit deeper underneath him at times to support either side, and even Silva at times has gone a little bit more forward. He's been a little bit more quiet today, though. But yeah, in terms of his driving ability into the area, just to kind of attract that pressure. And as you say, you know, it was a cheeky nutmegs, whether it was for him or not, it doesn't really matter. But Haaland, the power that he has, you know, the alertness in the area, he just accelerates away. And just, he knew that Verbruggen Bruggen was going to come flying out, didn't he? So he knew exactly where to place it over him as well, which made the finish even more deft, I think. So, yeah, I really appreciated that. But, yeah, it was still uncharacteristically scrappy at times for me from City, so I think they need to really just tidy up a little bit in possession.
Yeah, I loved Haaland's turn of pace, the way he just went like that.
I was just going to say, the thing about Erling, because he's, let's say, he's doing everything like we're doing, watching Marmoush do something and not knowing what he's necessarily going to do. And it's just a little toe poke through the legs. And his reaction is like, I'm on this. And that's what I love about Erling Haaland. When you think he's not in the game, he actually is the key player in the game.
Speaks to his mindset as well, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's annoyingly good.
Yeah. He's
not for us, though. We like it.
Yes.
Well, the Bruggen would have been there, and he would have seen it. Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Sniffing out any opportunity for a goal. Oh, we love it from Erling Haaland. Right, it is now full-time in the PL2 derby today. We're going to go over to FG at Leeds Sports Village. Hey, FG, give us the update. What did it finish?
Yeah, it was full-time. Unfortunately, a loss for Manchester City. It was 2-1, and there was a lot of positives, though. Actually, when the Erling Haaland goal went in at Brighton, Regan Heskey scored here, so it was a really nice moment, really good goal from him. And to be honest with you, I think City will feel like they could have got something. They'll be disappointed, but this is the Regan Heskey goal that you can see. I mean, it was a great change of pace and a good finish. I don't know about what the goalkeeper union will be saying in there about that one, but City will be disappointed, I think, because both goals were probably, from a defensive perspective, slightly avoidable, and we'll see the second goal from Ume Ibrahimov, the Manchester United winner. Perhaps the goalkeeper was slightly disappointed with that one, but a lot of positives to take and a lot of good signs for the future here.
Yeah, that looked a bit frustrating.
It's one of those, I think, when you're in a bit of no man's land, kind of at the near post a little bit, and you're like, do I, don't I? And, you know, the coaches always say, if you're going to get a touch on it, make sure it's into the right areas. But maybe the defenders get around a bit more and help clear the danger. But, yeah, that's a frustrating one.
You'll learn.
Yeah. Thank you. FG, have you managed to see any of the men's game?
Well, I'm going to definitely watch the second half. I was a bit locked into this one, but a great goal by Erling. Love the way Marmoush got it through the defender's legs as well. I'm excited for the second half. I'm looking forward to it. We're looking like we're coming into it, so hopefully a more positive result there.
Oh, what's your plan, FG? Where are you going to watch the second half? Are you scooting off somewhere nice and quickly, or have they got a TV for you round there? Oh, he can't hear us. He's lost us. He's lost us. All right, FG, we love you. Thank you very much. Thank you for the update there. Whatever he's doing, he's scooting off quickly so we can watch the second half of that game. It is currently 1-0, of course, City leading Brighton at the break. I want to go back to the goal because I think there's so many other things to break down that happened in the goal that I found so fascinating. If we go back to the Ait-Nouri winning the ball back in midfield, in terms of Ait-Nouri in that position, he's in the middle of the park. He wins the ball back, he picks it up, and then he just goes. And I love the freedom that he has as a defender to do that.
Yeah, he's a really attacking-minded fullback, which I think suits Pep's style really well. He's just an out-and-out left back that loves to get forward. He's got great pace as well, but he's so skillful. You know, he's got a really good right foot as well, so he's happy coming in field. So, you know, that stuff that we spoke about earlier in the show as well, in terms of allowing the wingers to get width and that movement, I think just as soon as he wins it, he drives and he can find that pass as well. So I think he's been a great addition. And yeah, as the season goes on, I'm sure we'll see more of that from him.
I hope so. I do hope so. And of course, then the involvement of Oscar Bobb, who you mentioned earlier. Where is Oscar Bobb been playing more centrally today? Where have you seen him?
It's difficult to say, actually, because the game's been that scrappy that anyone starts in a position, all of a sudden the ball gets turned over and they kind of find themselves in a different position. Like you mentioned, Bernardo Silva. Bernardo's been quiet in this game. Maybe he's been picking up positions, waiting for passes which haven't arrived. Interestingly, just quickly dotting back to the EPL2 game there, the cross for Erling Haaland's header was superb. Talking about the width, and I'm trying to think who put the ball in. Was it Ait-Nouri again? I can't remember who was. I can't remember because talking about goalkeeping positions. While we've got goalkeepers here. quite often now we see goalkeepers standing level with the near post from a wide position, which I think is wrong, but it's kind of to put people off crossing the ball rather than to deal with crosses easier. But it's hung up in such a way that Verbruggen can't get near it. And when you've got the size and the strength of Erling Haaland on that far post to get the header in, and then Verbruggen gets across, sticks a paw up and manages to save it. But it's just, everything looks good today, except for a bit of the continuity with regards to the passing. But Pep will go in that change room, we'd like to think at half-time and say, guys, we're creating chances. Imagine if we got our passing right throughout the second half, how many more chances we would create and how many more goals we could score. And Erling's probably thinking, I want to get to 90 today.
Yeah. 90, lovely.
Well, he's on 88.
Yeah, that chance that he missed, obviously, when he was through and then just seemed to really scuff it. Like, that was such a disappointing one. Like, if anyone like Haaland, you think that's the one he's going to bury. But who knows, maybe that's the one that gave him the impetus to get forward and kind of, pounce onto Marmoush's little poke.
And anyone who wasn't Haaland would have probably disappeared down a big hole for the rest of the game. But he then went and had another 4 or 5 chances, and one of them was a goal. So.
But yeah, just on your point around Oscar Bob, I do think there is so much space. Like, if you're looking at like I said, the width that is being created, particularly on that right side at times, whether it's from Nunez or whether it's from Aït-Nouri getting forward, I think Brighton are really struggling to cope with that in the midfield. Hence, like, Baliba's not getting on the ball. There's no sort of like rhythm to their build-up, which I think has fallen in, obviously part of the game plan for City, but into their favour really, because the spaces will continue to emerge, and I think hopefully Reinders can get on the ball a little bit more. But I think ultimately they've looked comfortable, haven't they, City? I think if anything, I don't know, Brighton's chances have come from City's own mistakes, really.
Well, they've had one shot, and we have to mention James Trafford. Fantastic save, because it's from distance, which you would expect the goalkeeper save if you look in the XG and stuff. But if you've got a defender in front of him, it's below the defender as opposed to around him or high around him. James sees it late, right hand, gets enough.
His start position is great as well, in terms of in the wide set. Like, it just gets straight to the ball without any sort of delay. So that's really good from him.
Yeah, and that was at 0-0. So. Right selection. My fantasy team's looking.
I did write it down, but I forgot to say it. But I knew that the goalkeeper
we'd bring it up. Don't worry.
Would remember it. Would remember it absolutely. Another battle I've really enjoyed in the game is Haaland Van Heck. That has been a battle. I mean, I think Van Heck's really wanted to show him that he was there. But I'm enjoying that kind of, it feels like almost like an old school, tough defender, big striker battling against each other.
Yeah, he's trying to take that responsibility on in terms of managing him as well. But we spoke again before the game started that he's got the ability, Haaland, to occupy both centre backs. And, if he's trying to get away from Van Hecke and go and work Dunk for a while, I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe see that and see how Dunk copes. So, yeah, he's a fascinating character, Haaland. He's clever. It
is, but the strange thing is Erling Haaland's had 5 shots in a game, so it's kind of like he's not doing his job. I think, again, just quickly touching on Oscar Bob, the reason I love him is because you're not sure which way he's going to go, and you don't want one player to try and win the game, of course, because City. But if I'm a City player, I'm saying give it to him because they must be scared, and that will allow more space. And Erling Haaland, again, with these battles, he'll just find himself in positions where he's going to get more shots on. I'm excited for the second half.
I'm excited for the second half as well. Yeah, I feel like after City scored as well, Brighton has slipped back a bit. They looked more nervous. They looked even a little bit scrappy, which is the word of the day today as well. In terms of that second half then, Karen, what do you want to see from City?
Well, just a bit tidier in possession. I think I'd like to see the midfield get on the ball a little bit more. I think Rodri's been fine, which is great. We've not seen anything, that would suggest that he's struggling. Whether we see a substitution just to kind of manage him a bit, that would be interesting as well. But yeah, I think I'd like to see Reinders get on the ball a little bit more. But yeah, just tidier.
Mm-hmm. We're running a poll currently on YouTube. We're asking you who the player of the match so far is. 60% of you have voted Erling Haaland.
Shock.
Yeah, shock. Yes, I'm surprised it's not 75 or 80% of you as well, which is not bad for a man that I think had 6 touches in the first half.
88% I was expecting.
80, yes. In terms of the second half for you, JMO, what do you want to see?
As I say, I mean, obviously the better control, better use of the ball and possession of the ball. But I'm a little bit biased towards Oscar Bob, I have to say. I just think that this is the game for him. You've got an opposition that look a little bit nervy. You've got to play with as much skill as anyone else on the park, and he will be able to create the openings or the opportunities for more goals.
So there we go. The players are coming back out now. We're all going to get some food now. We are, yes. Oh, look at that boy. He's got
donut.
himself a donut. Oh, I am not jealous there. And oh, it's a massive pie. Oh, look at that. We're not having pies in the studio, but that looks decent.
Oh, he's loving it. Look at that.
Oh, he's loving Oh, that's what I'm talking about. A lemon, and that looks like some sort of meringue on the top there. Yeah, I'm having that. Okay. Second half coming up, City leading 1-0. We'll be back with you at full time, where David is predicting we'll be talking about an Erling Haaland hat-trick, and I do hope that he is right. Back over now to Ali Van and to wonderful Steve Howie for your second half commentary.
Thanks, Nat. So City lead by 1-0. The last time they conceded a goal away from home in the Premier League was the 83rd minute of the game at the City Ground on the 8th of March. Another clean sheet today, and the Blues will have themselves a second successive away win to start the